Deserves better staffing. Hospitals saying they are not interested. You cannot be interested in our patients, but enough is enough. It is time to address it. Woo! We are short nurses, and unsafe staffing is every patient and family's worst nightmare. When we can't answer your call light because there isn't enough of us knowing that the only reason you are here in a hospital is because you need us. It is time for administration to come to the table to protect you like we are trying to today. Yes. Yes. Our hospitals have walked away from the table this past weekend. They have stopped negotiating with us. They have canceled negotiating sessions with us this week. It is time. It's time to care about your patients and your nurses to get us back on the inside, but enough is enough. Nurses here today will be addressing the issues why we're out here. My next nurse is Kelly from Abbott Northwestern. So Kelly.
Hi, my name's Kelly Honest. I'm a registered nurse at Abbott Northwestern. I've worked here for the last 14 years. This is my 4th time going on strike as an Illini M&A nurse. I think it says a lot about, again, why we're out here today. Nurses are out on this historic strike today because we are on the cusp of a tipping point for the nursing profession in Minnesota and across this country. It is truly do or die for Minnesota nursing as we know it. Quality healthcare in Minnesota is because of the density of union nurses willing to stand up to corporate healthcare giants. Yes. Hiring more administrators to tell us how to do our jobs while taking away the staffing resources that we need to do them best. Hospital executives want to talk like we rushed into this decision to strike. That has been their narrative all week long. We've been bargaining for 6 months. And the turnover, moral injury, and burnout rates have been years in the making. We did not rush into this, and we do not take this lightly. There are plenty of licensed nurses in the state of Minnesota to fill the vacant positions in Minnesota hospitals, but they are not going to come back until conditions improve. Give them a reason to return to the bedside. Give the rest of us a reason to stay. My employer has talked about our proposed solutions to the staffing crisis they've created as an attempt to take operational control over their hospitals. Our message to them is clear. We are out here to keep them from taking operational control over our nursing licenses. My employer has said that our wage offer is too high. They've asked us to bargain against ourselves on this topic and counter our own offers with a lower offer. They've said no to our other economic proposals, paid family leave, increases in shift differentials, increases in tuition reimbursement. They say that they want to put our financial benefits into the wage offer, and their wage offer this year so far is half of what inflation is. That doesn't seem like you're putting nurse compensation into wages. This is from the same company that didn't offer us any hazard pay when we were marching into the hospitals at the beginning of the pandemic and they were all working from home. Our message to our employers is clear. Put your money where your patients are. Thank you. And now Trisha Oxner from Minneapolis Children's.
Hello, my name is Trisha Oxner. I'm an RN at Children's Hospital in Minneapolis. I've been employed there for 30 years. Healthcare is on a disastrous path across the nation. It is our obligation as nurses to make a change. We have to take a stand for our profession and the patients we care for. It is our moral and ethical obligation. We will fight for safe staffing. We will fight for a fair contract. And we will fight to keep our patients safe. Children's executives and leadership have continued to make empty promises around staffing. They had great plans to roll out a robust recruiting program. They admitted they made mistakes during COVID around staffing and consolidations in hopes of righting their wrongs. They promised to involve the bedside RNs in the decision-making process moving forward. They have yet to be true to their word.
Jesus.
Nurses are amazing people. The care we give and the compassion our patients experience, it needs to be protected and preserved. We look out for the greater good of all. This is not a self-serving process. We will continue to put patients first, regardless of the hospital's profits. Hospital administration, they can spin this dialogue however they choose, but we know the truth. Come join us on the picket line, talk to us, and learn what this is really about. I would like to now introduce Doreen McIntyre from Children's Minneapolis.
My name is Doreen McIntyre, and I'm a registered nurse at Children's Minneapolis. I've been working there for 32 years. I'll try to talk louder. I'm going to speak from the heart. So when COVID first happened, it was a scary time for the country, a scary time for every healthcare worker out there. Every day we came to work, we didn't know what to expect. We had to wear shields over our faces, we had to wear N95s, we had to wear masks. We didn't have enough of any of it. We had to wear masks for 5 times in a row and keep it in a paper bag with a little hash mark on it saying, we wore it once, I will get to wear it 4 more times before they will open the cupboard door that's locked and take out another N95 for us. That's what we dealt with. We didn't know, this was a new virus, we didn't know if it was going to kill us. We didn't know what was going to happen. What we did know is that our administration wasn't in the hospital. They were at home behind a computer, safe and sound. So, I'm on the bargaining team. When we were looking forward to bargaining, I was like, they are not going to be hard on us. It's going to be nice. We're going to sit across them at the table, and we're going to talk about issues, and we're going to come to some solutions. But obviously, I was too, I just didn't know what I was thinking. So, they came with concessions. They came with a lot of concessions. They came with capping our flex time, making us stay home more without pay. They came with so many concessions that we were just shocked by it. Everything we came with were things that to recruit new nurses into the field and into our hospitals, and also to keep the nurses that are already there in the doors. Because we've lost a ton of nurses and we're going to lose more. At Children's alone, almost 500 nurses have left. And there's a study done where they are predicting 51% of all nurses are going to leave the bedside in the next year if things don't change. So what we're asking for are things that will recruit and retain nurses. And I feel that they can afford it. They're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars on replacement nurses right now. I've heard, I don't know the cost. I've heard $10,000 for 3 days of work. They're busing them, they pay their housing, they're busing them around in fancy coaches. and they're feeding them all kinds of food, bringing in food right in front of us on the big light to show us how well they're being treated. So treat us well. Settle our contract. Let's come together and let's meet and get some settlement of our contract.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cedric Fraser, State Representative of District 43A. That represents the areas of New Hope and Bristol. Lorraine, thank you for what you just said, and to all the nurses, Angela, Kelly, Tricia, thank you all for what you all just said today. And thank you all for being here, because I know you'd rather be in working with your patients right now. This past legislative session, I got to spend a lot of time working with nurses. I was a lead author on the Frontline Workers Pay Bill. And working on that bill, I can tell you, for all the workers that are going to benefit from the resources from that bill, it was the nurses that said, day in and day out, when we were negotiating, we're not going to leave any other workers behind.
Yes.
That is the type of compassion that nurses have. It's a caring profession, and you all are in it because you care about everyone. The reason you're out here now on the line, it's not about you. It's about your patients. It's about the communities that you serve in. You want to make sure everyone is okay. I got to tell you, we're still in the midst of a pandemic. That's why I can't believe we're standing here having this conversation. There's nobody in the state that won't have a story about how the nurses have impacted their lives throughout this pandemic. I can tell you a personal story of mine. My youngest daughter was born 2.5 months premature. What I remember most, when she was in the NICU for almost 3 months, the calls I made late, I talked to the nurse. The calls I made early in the morning, I talked to the nurse. What my wife and I did every single day when we were making sure we got our daughter home safe, we listened to the nurses. It is time for the hospitals, the managers, those that make the decisions, to listen to the nurses. Thank you all. I'll introduce my good friend and colleague, Representative Howard Hassan.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Howard Hassan. I represent this district. Both children and APET are in my district. It's an honor for me to be here with you today. I'll tell you a story. I'm a storyteller, so I'll tell you a story. One of the reasons why in the last 2 years we have learned one thing, that we know nothing about the world and what the world can throw at us. But who was sitting at the hospital administration, the hospital managers, the hospital leaders were sitting at home watching this unfold on national TV. But they weren't the ones that had to wear protective gear. They weren't the ones that had to worry about, am I going to die because of this? Am I going to bring this to my family? So it's time. It's time we listen to the nurses, like my good friend and brother said. The nurses know what they're doing. They care about the community. They care about their patients. You'd rather be inside holding the hand of a 2-year-old we don't know whether he's going to make it or not. You'd rather be in there talking to a patient about what are the different diagnoses and what are the treatment options. You don't want to be out here, right? No! So I want to tell the hospitals that asking for a staffing ratio is not outrageous. Asking for, paid family leave is not outrageous. Asking for nurses to be safe at their work is not outrageous. So as your elected leader in this state, I demand that the hospital leaders come back to the table and negotiate with the nurses and take your proposal and put you back to your work so you can take care of our patients. Thank you. My good friend and brother, council member Jason Javas. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jason Javas. I'm the council member of this area. I represent the 9th Ward on behalf of the City Council. I also represent the area of these hospitals here. Abbott Northwestern and Children's Minneapolis. And I just want to thank our nurses for being out here. I know you'd rather be inside right now, but you're fighting the good fight. I want to let you know that we support you. On the Minneapolis City Council, we voted recently 13-0 for all city councilors stand with all of you on this strike and asking the CEOs to negotiate in good faith. I'm here in support of our nurses. This contract isn't about wages. It's about a fair contract that prioritizes the safety of our nurses, that makes sure that we can have paid family medical leave for all our nurses, making sure that we support our nurses. That way they can support our patients. We know that throughout this pandemic, nurses have been used as bargaining chips. They've been told that they've been accessible their entire lives, but the reality is that our hospitals aren't taking care of our nurses, which means that we can't take care of our patients. So as a health member of the area, I'm calling on the CEOs of these hospitals to negotiate in good faith and get this deal done for our patients and for our nurses. These hospitals have a special place in my heart. I was born and raised in this area right here, in the Village neighborhood, which all the nurses here help support and care for the patients here. And when I was losing my life as a child, my mom would bring me here to this hospital. It was the nurses here that took care of me and made sure that I can be here right now fighting for all of you. So I just want to say thank you to our nurses. Thank you for fighting for us. Thank you for taking care of our patients. And these CEOs need to get their shit together.
Alright, as you can see, nurses touch everybody's lives. But let me be clear. Minnesota hospitals better come back to the table with a staffing proposal and a nurse retention. Otherwise, these nurses are going to continue to advocate for their patients because we are ready to fight to protect our patients since they won't. Come back to the table. It's a proposal that has a multitude of venues. The biggest thing is we need better say over our grids. We need better say on what our professional judgment and what we need to care for our patients.
We do the work.
There you go.
We do the work.
We decide. Yeah. We need to have say. We are tired of our hospitals saying we don't have enough. There's nothing I can do. That costs too much. But in the end, our patients are suffering. Our hospital administrations are making way too much. Come to the table with it. It includes multitude of things. How about not disciplining nurses for advocating for our patients? Abbott Northwestern has disciplined 2 nurses for advocating for their patients. That's not acceptable. More questions? Yeah, we didn't want to come up here. We gave them that 10-day notice, but in the end, they could have avoided all of it. We're offering $9,000 to $13,000 for those travel nurses. They could have put a fraction of that into the nurses behind me and our patients.
Are there any negotiations scheduled for Thursday, before Thursday or after Thursday?
We have negotiations set with the hospitals. Alina, we had one set, and they canceled on us. So there's none set at this time.
Is there any possibility that this could last beyond the 3 days, or that you have to go back and vote to extend the strikes?
We are set to go back Thursday morning at most sites, so it will end at that time. But we're hoping the hospitals come back and negotiate. Otherwise, who knows? But in the end, the nurses are not going to accept a contract without staffing and nurse retention in there, and they've made that clear today. So we are set to go back as of Thursday.
Other questions?
Any idea when another?
We're hoping to avoid it. These nurses behind me get to make that decision. In the end, the hospitals know what they're willing to do. So I hope they come and negotiate. I'm tired of Alina Health, Controls, and all of them saying they're not interested. They need to be interested. It's our patients in there, and if they cared, we wouldn't be up here. So as of right now, we're hoping they negotiate. More questions?
Good. Thank you.
Amazing!
Thank you.